Words really can't describe how difficult this has been for the family. A Tacoma mother who lost her son, daughter, and grandson all in one day.
I'm on my knees praying to God, like, why them?
Marlene Williams, with the support of her loved ones, can hardly take in the loss.
And I don't have my son and my daughter for no reason. So please, anybody knows something, please help us because it shouldn't be like this.
Her two adult children, 22-year-old Raymond Williams and 42-year-old Maria Nunez, were shot and killed in Tacoma's Salishan neighborhood Thursday afternoon. Maria's grandson, 19-year-old Emery Yese, was also killed in the gunfire, and Raymond's girlfriend, 22-year-old Natasha Brinsfield, also fatally shot.
Hit one if you heard about this. This is insane, man. Now, we know we're up to 700 and something. I think it's like 720 mass shootings this year. And God, you should see who's doing it. But this one certainly, with the victims, couldn't have been the usual suspects. This had to have been like an aberration because we know who's doing 90% of the mass shootings in this country. And if you watch CNN and MSNBC, just go away. You don't belong here. Because you won't get that. You won't get what I'm saying. You'll be like, no. Listen. What? This whole family got taken out? And, like, where was the coverage of this?
Her two adult children, 22-year-old Raymond Williams and 42-year-old Maria Nunez, were shot and killed in Tacoma's Salishan neighborhood Thursday afternoon. Maria's grandson, 19-year-old Emery Yese, was also killed in the gunfire, and Raymond's girlfriend, 22-year-old Natasha Brinsfield, also fatally shot.
I love my kids. I love my grandkids. I love Tasha. This shouldn't be like this. So please, anybody, neighbors, people, anybody who knows something, help us.
The motive and who shot them unknown. Tacoma police are investigating with no new leads released. The family, meantime, holding each other to get through this as they lit candles on the porch to remember.
We need support. We need support. We're a family. This is a pastor's family that this guy took.
Marlene's daughter, Maria, was wife to Pastor Louis Yese of the Tacoma Indian Baptist Church. Their son, Emery, was planning to be a pastor like his dad.
Oh, so this is part of that BIPOC. Black, indigenous people of color. So we all together, we all together. Pasty liberals have put us all together. And they've lumped us. Anybody who's not glacier glider, you all under the umbrella of BIPOC. Not to be confused with Tupac. Black, indigenous, and people of color. So these are natives, indigenous people. At least you can tell the mom is, and you can tell the daughter, they're all indigenous. Wow.
Marlene's daughter, Maria, was wife to Pastor Louis Yese of the Tacoma Indian Baptist Church. Their son, Emery, was planning to be a pastor like his dad.
Maria, they would take up their own coats to give to homeless people.
Marlene's son, Raymond, and his girlfriend, Natasha, were high school sweethearts and planned to get married.
Said, you guys better have a baby soon, because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. And they said, stop talking like that, you're going to be here. And they're gone.
A public vigil is scheduled this Sunday at 2 p.m. here in Tacoma with a specific location to be determined. If you have any information that could help Tacoma police, please call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. In Tacoma, I'm Christine Pei, King 5 News.
Good evening. I've actually been talking to residents throughout the day, and you can really feel a sense of shock as people have been trying to make sense of the violence that occurred in their neighborhoods. Meanwhile, the city is conducting a vigil, and they're scheduled to have that vigil this weekend in order to let the Salishan neighborhood know that all of Tacoma stands beside them. Tiffany Songer couldn't believe what she was hearing in her neighborhood.
Bunch of noises. I thought they were fireworks, like at least 5 or 6. So I just carried on about my business.
And now she can't believe that 4 people were killed so close to her.
Definitely scary, because I could have been out here walking my dog and I could have been that bystander. No, it's crazy. It's scary for sure.
The shooting brings Tacoma's homicide numbers to 27, with 18 of them due to gun violence. Investigators are still working leads to find the shooter, but city leaders say Tacoma PD have a strong track record when it comes to solving these crimes.
Do you think Tacoma has a strong track record in solving homicides? I'm going to let you answer that one. I'm going to give you a minute. And better yet, why would any place that has a good track record of solving homicides? Well, the people cooperate. There's not a culture of no snitching. There's not a apathy, just malaise about gun violence. And the demographics. Usually the demographics are like under 10%. Son, you can't have a lot of cooperation with police and a police department that solves a lot of murders with more than 10%. So I'm 6,500 videos in, man. Okay? I don't pull these things out of hats. I don't say these things because I want to make people upset. I don't hate myself or anybody else. These are things that you learn when you make 6,500 videos about this stuff. Okay?
But city leaders say Tacoma PD have a strong track record when it comes to solving these crimes.
We've had an uptick in homicides, but I think one thing that we must also be aware of is that we have an 82% crime solve rate this year, 95% over the past 6 years, while the national average is 61%. So while we wish that these tragedies didn't happen and we could prevent all of these tragedies, it's also good to know that we can bring closure when they do happen.
But while police work on finding out who is responsible, counselors are being called in to help people process the violence that occurred. Lister Elementary sent counselors to students in the neighborhood who may be having trouble understanding what happened. And the Eastside Community Center has grief counselors on standby, ready for anyone who needs them. City leaders are also planning a vigil for this weekend to show residents that this tragedy isn't just being felt in Salishan.
I don't live far from here, but I don't live next door, and the impact is tremendous. And as the mayor stand here side by side, I would reiterate that we are standing side by.
The mayor of this place, with that few Sun people there, is a sister? Even this place, with like that many Sun people, they still elected a sister, man?
Now, the Tacoma Police Department is calling on anyone with any information to get in touch with them as soon as possible through Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. For now, we're live in Tacoma. Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.
Malik Dominique, who? Natives are naming their kids Malik Dominique now?
Joyce, I did, and you could tell that there was a bit of a bittersweet feeling in the air today. The people that I've spoke to said that although they were glad that Malik Dominique Pate is behind bars, they still don't understand why their loved ones were targeted, and that is the question they want answered. Marlene Williams and her family came to court hoping to get answers.
I don't know why he did this. And I want to know why.
That question was shared by the friends and family of the 4 victims in October's deadly shooting in Salashan. Last Friday, police arrested Malik Dominique Pate in connection to the shooting. Pate now faces 4 counts of aggravated murder in the first degree. Mrs. Williams says having Pate off the streets did bring her some comfort.
I was asking people to pray for justice and to pray that he was found, because what he did to us, I wouldn't want nobody else to feel that way. Because this, like I said, this is going to last to me for the rest of my life.
However,
the state is not going to proceed with the arraignment today.
The judge decided that Pate would undergo a mental health examination to see if he was competent to stand trial.
So in this town that got that many Sun people, the murderers are Sun men, the judge is a Sun man, and the mayor is a Sun woman. And the judge is devising a way for this brother to get off. Mental evaluation. A mental evaluation. That means he pleaded insanity and he didn't do nothing. Didn't do by insanity. Dinsanity. He gonna plead dinsanity.
This, like I said, this is going to last to me for the rest of my life.
However,
the state is not going to proceed with the arraignment today.
The judge decided that Pate would undergo a mental health examination to see if he was competent to stand trial. Meanwhile, Mrs. Williams wonders if Pate understands just how much harm he caused, and not just to her.
I don't think he realizes how many people that he hurt. There's a whole community of people, you know, and then the church, and then we have a big family in Canada and Tennessee, have family everywhere. He doesn't realize how much people you hurt for no reason.
And while
he in there smiling, people gonna get tired of this, man. What this is, Biden been in office, 10 months now? It's November, so November, December, January 21st, it'll be a year. People will get tired of this, man.
He doesn't realize how much people you hurt for no reason.
And while she waits for answers on why her loved ones are gone, she'll also have to find a way to go on without them.
Sometimes I still imagine him coming home. I can say, once I see them, maybe I'll accept that they're really gone. You know, a lot of times I think they're coming home.
Now, the court has scheduled Pate's evaluation to take place on November 15th. Meanwhile, police say that the shooting doesn't appear to have taken place during the course of a robbery. And the police also say that none of the victims have been associated with any gangs or gang activity and were not involved in any drugs. The motive for the shooting is still unclear at this moment. For now, we're live in Tacoma. Lionel Donovan, King 5 News.